Hey fairies, welcome back to my channel, and I do hope y'all been keeping it cool, kind, and classy. So, today I want to talk about love, and it's gonna be a lot more, sensitive than it sounds. So basically, I want to talk about connection with people. I want to talk about connection with yourself and the relationships you build with others. And I just think it all comes back to the relationship you have with yourself. Because if you have anything that is shy of the truth with yourself, you're going to project it into your relationship. Say that you think you're not worthy, and say that you think you just aren't capable of building anything of authenticity. Okay, well then, the world is probably going to show you that, and the world is probably going to reflect your mindset back to you. And I've been trying to kind of escape this loop and pretend that that's not how it works, but to no avail. And I just think it's really important to say that regardless of who you think you are, we're all here to love, and we're all here to love ourselves and love what we are capable of and love what we do to no fault, honestly. And when we tell ourselves that we are nothing but fault, it's bound to reflect, because when you love somebody and they're just not meeting you where you are, then there is a really good chance that there's a part of you who is out of authenticity with yourself. Meaning, it could simply be the fact that you think you can't do anything better, you think you can't be better, you think you can't grow more. Maybe you just simply think that you're as grown as you can be, because you've gone so long outgrowing everybody else that you forget there's still more growing to do. You forget how far you've come. And when you forget how far you come, it's easy to remember how far you can fall. And you don't always look at where you are. You don't always look at the stair that you've climbed to. You just kind of look at how far it is from that step. So I just felt the need to talk about that. I just felt the need. Something was just pushing me, and I think it's about that time I make another video. And I think that I just want everybody to know that you're doing a really good job, regardless of, how horrible you think you are, regardless of how other people think you may not be capable and may try to frame you as being incapable of doing anything you truly love to do. Because regardless of if you believe the negativity from others or you believe the negativity from yourself, it's still going to reflect in your daily life. And you're still going to have to live that karma. And sometimes all karma is the perception and the rate at which you receive life itself and receive frequency and receive truth and love. Because should you stop doing any of that or slow any of that down whatsoever, it's only going to be that much harder to be with yourself. I've been learning a lot about sitting with myself and being okay with who I am and being okay with meeting myself where I am. Because otherwise, everything I know and everything that I'm building and standing for kind of reverts. And then I begin to revert into old variations of myself. And while I love those variations of myself, I must understand that there is a correlation between reverting and attracting relationships that may not serve you properly. So Basically, I think it's time, okay? I think it's time because I've gone a very long time without doing a tarot reading, and I really feel like there's a lot of energy to talk about and speak on and be aware of. So, interesting that I say aware of because this was on the bottom of the deck, and I guess this can kind of correlate to it as well. So, when I think of this card, I think of kind of the opposite of kind of correlating to your life's path and more your life's purpose, correlating to your life's purpose. I think of the opposite of it. So when I think of the opposite of that, I think of the opposite of what a relationship should be. And at this point, people are essentially taking from you as opposed to giving. So at the end of the day, when your cup has been poured out and you have nothing left to give, you realize there is nothing for yourself in these relationships that are not serving you. Because when you are not being served, you're not capable of serving. It's that simple. And when you, I mean, all of these cards, truly, all of these cards are in direct correlation to the opposite of maybe what you're building. So what I'm trying to say is that you may have people in your life that are slowly trying to weasel their way back in. You may have people in your life that kind of have left it at a dark spot at that, when you really cared about this person, or maybe they just weren't capable of showing you that ample amount of care. So now that they think, now that you busting out on the scene, right? They gonna try to pop out on it with you and pretend that they helped you get there. So, basically, I think the conclusion of that section of the reading is that it's very important for you right now to continuously listen to yourself. And I know that sometimes when you're around somebody, you're sensing that they might not be good for you in aspects, but you are capable of sitting with them in their good times. And when you do that, it's great. I mean, just connection is great, regardless of how you look at it. But at the end of the day, when you're thinking that they're gonna express their potential and express their highest potential, you need to understand that sometimes people are not ready to go past what they know, what they've learned, who they think they are, because I mean, I met a majority of people that truly just think they're horrible, and they don't, they don't really do anything horrific. So I mean, all I can say is try not to trust anybody that you don't trust in your mind, that you don't trust in your heart and your body. So I'm just I truly am not messing with these cards, with the order. So okay, I just flipped it. And basically, I know that this this is a slow reading. I'm just trying to get everything in that I can, everything that I feel is the most significant. So I just kind of flipped it. And this is the La Muerte. So death, the death card. And the death card is representative of not only who you've been, but possibly relationships that you have been in, friendships that you have experienced, connections that you have established in your past. So I really feel like with this, somebody is trying to come back into your life very soon. And by soon, it could be a month, it could be a week, it could be legitimately tonight. 11:11, as I said that on the microwave. So just know that if somebody comes into your life trying to make you feel uncomfortable, trying to butter you up, maybe you should step back. And I'm trying to do a quick reading and also slowly articulate it simultaneously because I only have so much storage right now. So basically, I just felt the need to talk on it, to kind of establish, maybe somebody's feeling a little lost right now, feeling a little confused. But we're going to split the deck. And this is symbolic of kind of not only building a wall, right? It's symbolic of your protection, protecting yourself, being yourself, understanding that, and sometimes it's being yourself at a fault. So building this wall, being so afraid, and knowing that sometimes you even are aware of the fact there is more out there. But you do have to understand that you built that wall for a reason. It wouldn't just be there for nothing. So I do believe that this may be the death of the blockage in your mind. And with that, 3 of Cups was reversed underneath this one. And I do believe that death is coming to your perception of what you think connections need to be, and that is simply why you are incapable of connecting with people in the proper manner that you would like to be able to connect with. I guess it's kind of your protection of yourself and your isolation and your hermit mode and your capability of being alone is now becoming more hurtful than helpful, is exactly what this reading is about. Because you're at the point where you're prolonging that connection with yourself and understanding your worth. Maybe you totally, fully understand your worth, and you're legitimately, you're standing on this mountain of being ready to die for it. So while that is important to have that, and while that is important to end some connections with that perspective, you do have to understand you can only go so far with that perception of life and with that perception of what connection needs to be. So we're going to pull one more. I have 1 minute left. All right, we're going to split it right in half. So when I see that, here's what I'm thinking. All of the wands, essentially, are falling. All of them are falling, and you are kind of maybe beginning to click with yourself. And as you click with yourself, you realize yourself that you're not getting the connection you need. You're not getting what you need out of life in general. So as you are beginning to wake up, you're beginning to unblock your third eye, your sacral chakra, your chakras in general, your capability of being authentic and establishing authenticity in relationships. So keep being you, keep it cool, kind, and classy, okay? Go love yourself.